And here we go. We're live. Phoenix Revolution, transform unapologetically. That's the best way to do it. With Stacey, let's bring her on to reintroduce herself, Rochelle. And what's up for today? Hi, Stacey.
Hi, Nicole. How you doing today?
I'm treading water. How are you?
Oh my God, treading water is the perfect way to describe what my week has been. Actually, the last two
Mhm.
weeks have been like. So I feel you. And um welcome to everyone who's listening. I'm Stacey, the Black Feather Intuitive, and I need to give a big shout out to Nicole today because last night I knew that I was doing the show today, and last night I was laying in bed and I'm like, okay, guys, like normally I know 3 weeks in advance what you want me to talk about. I've got the plan, and I had no idea at all. And about an hour before the show, I downloaded a bunch of questions, and we're gonna do a channeling today. And I reached out to Nicole, and I'm like, I know I told you when I sent you the email that we were doing the show today that I didn't need you, but can you be my wing woman today? Can you ask some questions? Because the guides want to channel. So a big shout out to you, Nicole. And I think that's just, when you say treading water, that's kind of the energy that I've been into is like I need to not be married to any plans because, it's more like have a guideline because
Mm.
life is going to come around and hit you over the head with it and change things up, right?
Yeah, there's a new referent flow we seem to be needing to adjust to here.
Yes, and it's
Mhm.
it's so unpredictable. There's no rhyme or reason to it. I've been finding that for quite some time now, but
Yeah.
in particular the last week or so. And of course, we are in a Mercury retrograde shadow. So there's all sorts of weird tech stuff that's happening and just a lot of stuff. So I'm really, really happy to be here with you guys today. And this show is about, I talk a lot about the Phoenix because we are ever in a state of transformation, in our own lives, in the collective, on the planet, how it's how we evolve. And so my intention with this show is to not make light of things, but to bring light to the fact that we are always in some phase of Phoenix transformation. And this is a way to maybe ease ourselves through this phase. And so not only am I a psychic intuitive, but I'm also a channeler. And so we're going to I was told today we're going to channel my council of truth. This is my personal counsel that I have been working with. Oh my God, I suck at time. Maybe 6 or 7 years now. And people always like to ask me, "Oh, well, like what dimension are they from?" And like how do they I got to tell you guys right now, they just come through in the way that they come through. I've asked them a million times for like names and specifics, and they always tell me you don't need to know that stuff. Like you just don't need to know that stuff. Just, receive what we're giving you. And I think that's part of my own journey of evolution is you don't always need to know everything in order to just show up and receive. And I think that's the message today. So for those of you who are going to have a million and one questions about, oh, tell us about your council of truth, I'm going to say to you, good luck. Maybe you'll have better luck with them than I will. And Nicole, feel free to ask whatever questions. I gave you some questions um that I downloaded, but you feel free to ask whatever you want and however you want to do that because ultimately the message that I got was that they're coming through because they understand that there is a lot of dissension, a lot of fear, a lot of chaos, and they just want to help us through that. So,
I should
without
also
further
let people
ado,
know.
oh, go ahead.
I mean, you
Mhm.
sent me lovely questions, and I was explaining that my upstairs team doesn't let me read anything on the air. So it's going to be their version of whatever you sent,
Yes. Oh, yeah,
just to
absolutely.
add more
That's
flavor.
absolutely. And as you and I said before we hopped on here, it's going to be what it's going to be, right? Everything happens the way it's supposed to. So
Yep.
we're going to roll with it as best we can. And And yeah, so without further ado, I'm going to kind of close my eyes, go into my happy place. Sometimes I do weird breathing. Sometimes I'm silent until my guides come through. It all just kind of depends on the day. And
No
Nicole, just
pressure at
because
all.
we've not done this before, they will usually give some kind of message before they
Yeah.
kind of open it up for questions. So
Yeah. No
I
rush at all.
think
We got a whole hour, so let's enjoy
yeah,
it.
so let's enjoy it and see what we'll follow the yellow brick road and see what comes
All
as a
right.
result of that. All right, so I'm closing my eyes and going to my happy place. We greet you, beloved souls. We are Stacey's Council of Truth, and we are very gratified to be coming in to speak with all of you today. We understand that there is much tumult that is occurring on your planet at this time, and whenever there is this level and degree of chaotic friction and energy, it can ignite and incite fear amongst the masses. And this is the energy that you are finding yourselves surrounded by, if not in as well. And we wish to speak on the topic of confusion. Confusion can come through in many different layers and levels of your consciousness. Confusion can be something that is placed or projected upon you intentionally to cause there to be a disruption in your energetic field. Confusion can also come up as a result of not understanding or being able to fully process what is coming up and coming through what you are being presented with. Confusion can also be a very natural, normal part of the creation process. And all three of these levels, as well as others, apply at the time that you find yourselves in. There are many in the collective at this time who do not have the level of higher conscious awareness that many of you who are listening to this show have. And this can be very disconcerting for those of you who do see, we would say, the bigger picture, perhaps, or to see what is beyond what is being shown or presented. And this can throw off your energetic and psychic equilibrium. But we offer to you at this time that it is important for you to go within, to go into the space, at the place that is deep within you, whether you call it the soul space or your high self or the God source energy or your gut. Your knowing, however you identify this place within you, and connect with the ancient wisdom, the Akashic record. For all of that is within you, all of that is carried within your DNA. And this can be somewhat easily accessed depending on the layers and levels of understanding that you are currently working with. And it can be accessed through meditation and through intention. It is also advisable for each of you at this time to get into the stillness of your heart or your soul space and to ask now, what is it that I am here to accomplish during this time? There is much that is transpiring, and instead of seeing things as problems, that need to be solved. Approach it as solutions. And as Stacey often refers to, solutions, SOUL, lutions. Because this is primarily what is transpiring here. Humanity as a soul is rising up into its truest potential. This is the beginning. And yes, you have heard this over and over and over again at this point. Many of you who identify as light workers and starseeds and seekers and healers tend to roll your eyes now at this message because it has been spoken so often of. But now that you are in it and you are witnessing it and you are experiencing it in real time, it brings a fresh perspective to the scope of the mission that you have, the mission that you have chosen as you are the great way showers of what can be at this time. And we are not implying that the fate of the world falls to your shoulders, for this is a misnomer. Each being, be they the essence of humanity, the coming from the planet of humanity, or a visitor to assist humanity, all understand that there is a role that they have come to play on an energetic level. But it is important that you seekers use the full scope and range of your vision. And this includes the third eye vision. This includes the soul knowledge and awareness, which is why we remind you that you carry the library of Akashic records within each of you. And you do not need to draw blood to receive this information. Although sometimes it may feel as though it requires such effort, perhaps a little bit of pain to do so. This is a falsehood of humanity. This is a limiting belief that we ask you to consider. It is a limitation that perhaps is no longer of use in your particular journey. And you hear so much about great missions and purpose and rising above and breaking through. And all of these things are true. And we do not wish to be pedantic with you. We certainly do not wish to cause the eye rolling, but we do understand when it happens, because you are all, in essence, feeling as though you are in suspended animation. You are witnessing the unraveling, the dissolving of what you have all known in human form to be what you could count on. And in many ways, it is as though you are watching the sun explode. What does the sun represent? Something that you can count on every day. It will rise in the east and set in the west. No matter where it is on the planet that you stand, you will have this experience. This is something you can count on. And while we do not wish to insinuate that your son is dying and that you will not be able to count on that, for that is not the case for you in this lifetime or thousands of lifetimes to come. But we use it as the analogy to drive the point home that this is the equivalent to all of you at this time, watching an important aspect that you can rely upon, like the sun, dissolving before your eyes. And while we can say that you have been told of this, there has been prophecy around this and neon flashing signs that this was to come, it still stands within your heart as a shock, a surprise. And it is because you do live from the heart, within the heart. You exude heart frequency and energy. You believe in this planet. And many of you may not agree with this statement, but you do believe in the people on this planet as well. You may say, this is not true at this time. We do not believe that humanity can rise above this and pull themselves out of this chaos. For how many times have they done this before and failed? And we would say to you, each failure is closer to success. And you are not just on the precipice of this success, you have taken the leap. You are on the journey. You are on the new path. And it is important for each of you to connect with this reality. When you think of the sun dissolving and you are witnessing it all occurring in real time, there is this tendency to be connected to the past, connected to what was, because what was only a few moments ago, or so it feels like. But everything happens in the now moment. This is the pregnant pause. This is the pure potentiality. All things happen in the now. And for your now, it is important to understand that what is dissolving has already dissolved. You are on the path. And now it is about stepping onto that path with conviction, with devotion. And this is not devotion to source, devotion to the higher plan. It can be, if that is what you choose. But this is rather, in turn, devotion to self, because this is ultimately what your soul has chosen to experience. You've come here for this purpose. You've come here to witness the dissolution of what was, because it is an exciting experience and one that does not come along all that often, believe it or not, to create something from scratch and to do it with so much resource at your fingertips. This great awakening that is occurring and this great shift also is the great empowerment of humanity. And you, as light workers, healers, starseeds, seekers, you all, in some form or another, have experienced this. The majority of the individual beings on this planet have not. This is their first time. This is their first foray into this next path. They have not yet been able to reach this, but with your help, they are here now. And so we encourage you to dig deep, to go into that ancient wisdom, that Akashic record, to go into the pure potentiality of all that is in the now, to inspire you, to move you forward, to show all beings on this planet what can be. And you are all here to ignite those sparks of imagination, of inspiration. There is a famous quote on your planet that you are the ones you have been waiting for. And we would say to you, yes, those of you who are listening to this, you are the ones that you have been waiting for. That is why you feel so close to the task at hand. Because innately within you, you know that this is what you came here to do. And you have been ignited. The majority of you were ignited about 2 years ago. You felt the calling. You felt the need to expand. And in some cases, you felt the calling and ignored it. And the universal tool did not let you get away with that. And we understand the frustration, and we do not mean to make light of it, but we, from our vantage point, chuckle from time to time at the level of resistance that you have. That when you do leave these physical bodies and you come back into the spirit form, you too will chuckle because you will recognize how you were resisting the very thing that your soul created for yourself. But we do not wish to dwell on this, for we understand that there is much fear and discomfort and dis-ease at this time. And we simply offer to you that a big aspect of your healing and what will help you to cope through these times is laughter, humor, not taking yourselves or your life too seriously. Because the true purpose for all beings on this planet is to be able to experience joy in every given moment. And joy for each soul can be measured in different ways. For some souls, the true joyful experience is in exploring the dark energy. And for other souls, the true joy is in experiencing the light and varying degrees of the light and the dark. We, in our soul form, who are here assisting you, do not hold those levels of judgment that humanity holds themselves to. From our perspective, you have all come here to have the experience, to be the experiences. For that is the excitement of this planet. That is the excitement of this journey. But there is a broader purpose, and we would say from a galactic community perspective, what you are all here participating in is the not the birthing of Mother Earth, for Gaia has been here for many millennia, longer than you have ways to measure from a human perspective. But we would say this is the rebirthing of Gaia. This is bringing humanity to the awareness and understanding of what Gaia has always been, but has not been tapped into by this iteration of humanity. And therefore, it provides so much, and it requires the up-leveling of your consciousness. And this is why you are here at this time. We understand that it can feel overwhelming. It can feel scary. And certainly you are witnessing choices being made by a handful or a grouping of individuals on the planet, seemingly making decisions for all. And the decisions do feel that there is a play in the darker aspects of humanity. But I would say to you at this time, and we as the collective encourage you to consider that this is a time of empowerment. This is a time for you to rise above all of this and to say, if this is the game that is being played, how shall I strategically maneuver my choices, my actions, and my thoughts? Some of you may choose not to engage in the obvious ways. And we encourage many of you to be creative in your approach to what you are witnessing. We also invite those of you to go deeper into your heart spaces, who feel that you have deeper purpose here for the collective, and to, in your heart space, become more acquainted with what you really wish to see, be, and have, to share what you wish to share. For it can be that simple. Right now, you are witnessing confusion. You are witnessing convolution. This is intentional. It is purposeful. And it causes your human mind, the mental space that you work within, to collapse. But when you go into the heart space, the clarity is there. All of that convolution disappears. And when you are in your heart and you are speaking directly with your heart, or simply sitting and feeling into your heart and listening to its song, everything becomes simple, focused, and direct. Humanity creates the confusion. The heart brings the clarity. We will guide each of you at this time through a meditation of sorts. This will be a clearing meditation that allows you to come into this heart space, so that each of you can experience it now and then easily recreate it on your own whenever you are feeling the confusion creeping in. We ask you now, if it resonates with you, to place one hand on your heart and another hand on your navel. We ask you to close your eyes and to bring awareness to your third eye, to the space in between your two eyes and slightly above in your forehead. And if you can, to feel the light that is there. Some of you will feel it, some of you will see it, and some of you will just have to use your imagination, because there will be no sensation of any kind. All of this is good. Trust in this process. And allow this feeling, this light, this knowing to grow now, slightly beyond the surface of your skin. And allow this light to create a sphere around your head, almost as though you are wearing a helmet. And now you allow this helmet to expand and grow, and it begins to cover your entire body. And as it is covering your body, it continues to grow in light. And this light is a silver white light, soft on the eyes to look at, yet quite bright. This is your protector energy. This is your conduit. As Stacey likes to say, this is your filter of light. You have the power, the ability to determine what you receive energetically and what you reject energetically. The filter is important because each of you listening to this need to be able to tap into other energies that are wishing to make contact. But it is always your choice in how you wish to engage, disengage, or not engage, as the case may be. And now that you are surrounded in this filter of light, this silver white light, bring awareness to the hand that is on your navel. Breathe deeply into this space. And as you allow the breath to gently expand the body, it pushes gently on the DNA that is throughout the entire body. And that DNA begins to open and release its wisdom. Experience this wisdom now. It may come to you in colors or sensations. It may be a soft whisper. Receive now, and we will hold space. And we ask you now to allow this wisdom that is floating around you to coalesce and bring itself into the space where you are holding your heart. The heart will act as the translator. The heart will be the keeper of this wisdom, the chalice of clarity, if you will. And bring awareness to your heart space as you receive this wisdom. And notice that with every breath, your body feels lighter and more connected. And you are being given a devotion key at this time. This is a symbol that your guides are presenting to you that allows you to connect to what you have chosen to devote yourself to on this journey. Get to know this symbol and choose a secret place within yourself where you can keep it, but where you can always access it when there is doubt, fear, or confusion, yours or another's, that can cloud your visioning. And as we spoke of the analogy of the sun dissolving, we now reverse this analogy and bring you into the light of the central sun. And this beautiful yellow golden light begins to radiate all around you. It penetrates through your field and it recharges you. It recharges you with your joy. It recharges you with an excitement for this adventure that you are on. It inspires your next steps. The light of the central sun provides you with courage to move forth into your truth and to create your truth as you wish to experience it. With every breath you take, this light gets brighter and brighter. And as you bring awareness once again to your heart space, there is a beam of light that comes from the heart space and beams out to some place on the planet or in the stars that is a place that is meant for you. It is connected to your purpose, and it has a message for you. Travel this beam of light now. What is meant for you will never pass you by. What is meant for you will never pass you by. So fear not and create what is in your heart. Choose devotion to self, because in the devotion to yourself, you are devoting to the upliftment of humanity. Your joy is humanity's joy. There is purity in simplicity. Your path is clear. Trust that your heart will lead the way. And now that you have been filled with the beautiful silver white light and the golden yellow light, you are now complete. There is a calmness that you can access. There is the knowing, and it is all within you. It has been activated, and it only takes but a mere thought, an intention to reconnect, and you will be there. Feel the buoyancy of your soul. Feel the playfulness of the light. This is you. This is your essence. This can never be dissipated. This is what will always remain when the destruction process of creativity is over. This is your spark. This is your ignition point. And it is always available to you in this now moment. You are free to choose. You are free to live whatever experience you wish to live. For in living your heart and your desires, you are on mission and on purpose. Trust and know, and all is well. We ask you now to bring awareness to the air in your lungs, breathing deeply into the lung space, bringing awareness to the body, maintaining that lightness, but still remaining grounded in the physical. For this is how you experience all that this planet has to offer. And as you see fit, you can fully embrace your body when you are ready. You can lower your hands and stretch if you are called to. Feel the vibrancy of your blood, your life force coursing through the body. And we encourage you to express gratitude for the life that this body gives to you, for the journey that is ahead, and for the journeys that have passed. This goes by in a blink, on the scale of now to eternity. We encourage you to be present for all of it. If you have questions that you wish to pose, we are open to answering.
Let's start general. You talked about being in the now as being the best way to surf through this. Um, I think in the early years, say in the last quarter of a century, God knows how many times we've been through this infinite cycle of awakening, but it was exciting. It was fun. It was expansive. And I think we all thought we'd be in moo and harps and clouds and rainbows by now. And instead, it got a lot darker and a lot more challenging. Not just the angst of wanting to go back to how we felt before, but more of concern of where we were going because it wasn't how it looked, how we expected collectively. And the day-to-day in the moment challenges of staying in the moment was greater every day. So what are we doing? What is the purpose of this shift and where is humanity really going?
The darkness has been there all along.
Mm,
And this is, in essence, where you find yourselves today, is that the darkness that has been there all along has finally surfaced fully. The previous iterations, there was always an aspect of this energy that still remained submerged, seething and writhing, as it were, plotting, but always in the dark.
mm,
What you are witnessing now is that the dregs of this darkness, the lowest vibrational frequency of light, because that is darkness, is now rising to the surface to have its day. But it is having its day because it is then transmuted. Once it is in the light and it has hit the light and it has seen the light and experienced the light, it is forever changed. And that is what's occurring for you at this time, is that the darkness is coming to the light, all of it. the blackness, the dissension, the dis-ease, the disharmony, the dysregulation. It is all being touched by the light. And it does not realize this because it comes to the surface to say, yay, I am here now finally. I get to play. I get to do all of the things that I have been suppressed in doing because of all of these other higher light beings. And now it is my turn. But it doesn't realize that all of those higher beings also had their dark day. They have elevated. And so now what are you doing? You are calling attention to the darkness. You are shining as much light onto that darkness as you possibly can by being yourselves, by expressing what you feel is the more appropriate way, the higher frequency way, the expression of love way. And in doing so, you change the darkness right before its own eyes, in spite of itself. It does not realize that that is what is transpiring, that its mere journey to the surface and play requires that it now can grow out of its infancy. Yes, it is hard to watch. It is hard for you on the ground to witness it. Because again, it has always been there, but you have risen beyond it. You have worked hard through the centuries and through the many iterations of humanity to show that there is a different path, to say to the darkness, the power, the control, the domination, we do not need to live this way. We can live in harmony. All can have what it is that they want to have. There does not need to be strife.
Why is there
And
strife?
there is strife because there are beings who cannot see the light in the way that they wished to see it in their soul form, in their spirit essence. They've come here with the intention to play a different game. But when they come onto this planet, they get caught up in the game.
Hmm.
Power and domination, the dark forces, the dark energies are very enticing. They're delicious. They're delicious to younger souls. They're delicious to souls who get caught up in the karmic cycle that this earthly planet offers. It is the planet of the do-over, the ability to experience multiple permutations of the same experience, and so as to truly know a thing inside out, backwards, frontwards, up, down, sideways, bottom, and top. Think of the diamond and the facets of the diamond. It would take eons to get through and examine each of the facets. And
Eons.
that is what this planet does. Yes.
Ugh. As I said before, if infinity is a long time, like, is this what we just keep doing over and over? And do we have to all get it collectively to stop the pattern? Like, what is this?
So on this planet, there is boundary, limitation. This planet only is designed to express this particular experience for humanity for so long. It is not that the earth and humanity will be infinitely locked into this experience. This is why you have time limits on your bodies, why you have given yourselves, as Stacey likes to say, expiration dates. But this planet is designed to give the souls who choose to embark upon these journeys a full range of the particular themes that they are exploring. And so, yes, the soul lives in infinity, and each of you individually have that infinite soul identity aspect. When we all come together, we are all one. This planet has limitation. It serves a purpose. And you will not be locked in this infinite cycle. In fact, what you are witnessing now is the end of the cycle that humanity has been locked and embraced in for some time now. In your earthly terms, for centuries and centuries.
Hmm. And it does sort of feel like that when you tune in. It used to feel a lot more like that than the recent years. I mean, the energy just seems to build and build based on the fact that we're allegedly stuck in polarity here, which, I've always questioned. People say that, oh, you need the bad stuff to happen to really feel the good stuff. I challenge that. I think I would be just fine without getting hit in the head by the two-by fork. But anyway, if we are in a polarity environment, then there has to be a massive upside to this. What is it?
Yes, well, we wish to comment on what you said, and that you are correct. There is this idea on your planet that you can only grow, the soul can only grow, the heart can only be expressed through adversity, through sorrow, through strife, through pain, through agony, through suffering. And we would say to you that at the beginning aspect of this karmic pattern, that was true for humanity. But humanity has moved through iterations of cycles, and it has grown. It is no longer the novice. It is on its path, it is on its journey. And it is no longer the baby at the basic or the bare minimum. It is ready to break through into a new evolution of itself. So you are correct. There is the absolute ability to have the soul journey grow through joy. This is what we say all the time, is that you do not need to suffer. Yes, suffering is a part of it. Yes, you absolutely do grow through suffering, but you also absolutely do grow through joy. And there is more light on your planet now, which is shining the light on the joy, allowing that joy in, allowing more of humanity to be able to touch that and taste it and experience it, even in small ways, so that they can then be drawn more to that rather than drawn to the darker, heavier, enticing feelings that this earthly planet provides. And when you ask the question, what comes next on the other side of this? It is not that you are going to have sunshine and rainbows and harps and, what you have spoken of. Although that can be absolutely a part of your future and your visioning if you all collectively agree to it. We would say, get on it if that's what you want. But we would also say to you that the key word is harmony. All of you are looking to live in harmony. And we would use the analogy that Stacey often discusses of the symphony. You have a grouping of 100 people on the stage, each of them with their own instrument, each of them with their own unique approach and style and soul song, with their own learnings, their own teaching style, their own learning style, their own experiences. And yet they all come together and they sit in some magical order on the stage. And the conductor, who has their own instrument, which is the baton, raises the instrument, gathers the attention of all who are present, drops the baton, and the music begins. And in essence, when the timing is off, this is chaotic. It is a cacophony of sound and music, and it might be hard for you to hear the music as a whole. You're just hearing noises that are coming at you. You are maybe tuning into one particular saxophone for a moment, and then you hear a violin from the other ear, and then you hear the drum beat. But none of it is cohesive. And then, as the baton comes in, and it is about timing, it is about focus and intention of all of those 100 musicians, with the collective agreement that we are going to come together and perform this song together, bringing our own unique flavor to each of the notes. There is harmony.
So
And
in,
this is
oops.
what you have to look forward to. This
Well,
is okay.
in short, as we're nearing the, well, we are past the top of the hour, we're adding some time on. In short, what do we need to do, or what can we do to ride the mega wave with fun and excitement instead of drowning in the undertow?
As difficult as it is for you at this time, it is learning to ignore the game of life that you are witnessing, to ignore the darkness that comes up and comes through in the way that it is presenting itself, and instead to see it in your mind's eye in the way that you wish it to transform, because it is being transformed by engaging with your light. So you can decide how it chooses to transform. Think of it as a tool that you get to use to enact your vision. We would offer to you as a final thought, your movie series, Harry Potter, talks about the Bogarts. You know, a Bogart is this big, scary thing. And when you see the big spider and you put roller skates and a hat on the spider, suddenly that fear dissipates and you are laughing because the spider looks ridiculous. This is, in essence, what we encourage you to do at this time, is to witness what you are seeing and to ignore the dark aspect of it, and instead to use it to be the soil, the fertilizer for the vision of what you wish it to become. And see it as what you are teaching it is possible, showing it the other extreme, the polarity, the duality. Does this make sense, the way we are
Yes.
conveying it?
Yes, it does, despite the fact I'm one of the only humans that's never seen one single Harry Potter movie. I love the analogy and I love the response. We're way past our time and we have another show starting momentarily. So I appreciate your insights today.
It has been a joy to connect with you. We thank you, Nicole, for your assistance, and we wish all who are listening a powerful, empowered, and ignited time, for you are on an incredible path. We wish you well.
I'm not sure if Stacey comes back or what. Let's see. Let's find out.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm
there you are.
here. I'm here. I'm speeding through the process. My whole body is on fire. I know that we're running behind time. So thank you, Nicole. And thank you to all the listeners. I hope you found something really positive and comforting in all of this. If there's ever anything that I can do for you, or if you would like to connect with your guides for a personal channeling, consider booking a channeled wisdom experience with me. We will see you on the flip side, and transform well.